too. Got a fancy new layout with like filters and shit. Good shit.
Right.
Why is it still hosting? Is it gonna play? There we go. No, wrong button. There we go. Oh look, it's working. Excellent. Oh goody 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 goody. Goody 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 gumdrops. Oh, alright. You want to just get right to this? Oh, did you have to reset your internet or whatever?
No, it seems to be good now.
Okay. I mean,
I
you're like
my mom fell.
you're a little choppy, but like your audio is coming through clear, which is all that really matters in the end. Since we're recording podcast audio, the video is just a bonus.
I'll record myself on my end just in case.
It's probably a good idea. I can probably do the same too, actually. Just gonna open up this recording device real quick.
We're professional now.
We're getting professional. The last part of a four movie podcast, and we got professional in the last part.
They come crystal clear when they get to that point.
Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay. I am ready when you are. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, start recording now.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. And welcome everybody to another episode of Psychotronic Coast to Coast. I know it's been forever since we have met around this here digital campfire, but you know, life's been a little crazy, and you know, you're hearing this as like the fourth part of a four shark movie like episode, and the space between this part and the previous 3 parts is roughly 13 and a half months. I had like a crazy life. And in that 13 months I came out as a woman, actually. So like I was a man for the first 3 parts of this. I was in the closet and presenting as a man for the first 3 parts of this episode, and now here we are. So it's kind of cool.
And I lost over 60 pounds.
He did, and he's running like he's running 5 miles, and he's very handsome now, and all the girls want him.
Walking.
All the girls want him now. Just, you know.
That's not true either.
It's okay, none of the girls want me either. Anyway, so today, in this segment, we watched 3 other movies I can't remember. I'm sure I will tell you as we talk about them, because this is our newest intro. I'm going to have this be the new intro for the podcast. Hey, we're doing this on the fly, if you haven't noticed. So, the recording part of this is today's Jaws 3D. There are other 3 other movies which I have forgotten since it's been 13 months since we recorded them. We were recording these
Malibu Shark.
Malibu Shark Attack, yeah.
Yeah. Sharks in Venice.
Sharks in Venice, okay.
I don't remember the 3rd one.
I don't remember that 3rd one either. It was a really bad one. But Jaws 3D wasn't bad. Jaws 3D wasn't bad. Jaws 3D was awesome. I'll hold it up for the chat audience. You can see I got the Blu-ray right here. So, Jaws 3D. Chat. Audience. Listeners. Jaws 3D is my favorite killer shark film. I love Jaws. It's in my top. When people ask me what my favorite movie of all time is, I'll tell them Jaws, just because it's easy to do. I'm gonna stop clicking this. Sorry, it's easy to do, you know, because it's just like, you know, everyone expects you just to have a favorite movie. Fine, Jaws. It's not really my favorite movie at any given point. It's one of my favorite movies because I have 300 favorite movies, and they just rotate. So Jaws 3D, though, is my favorite shark attack film. Jaws itself is a much better. It's more than just a shark attack film. It's a fantastic movie that spawned an entire subgenre. It's like the granddaddy of it all, right? Even though there was actually a couple shark movies before that in the 60s, including a movie called Shark Hunter, which we should probably cover at some point. Hey, look, it's just like we're recording again, or I keep saying we should record things or watch movies for this episode, show, and then we never watch them. I'm sure someone someday will make a list on Letterboxd or what is it, Track TV, whatever the other one is, of all the movies we mentioned but never covered on this fucking show. Anyways, Jaws 3D. Owen, why don't you, my co-host, I forgot. Sorry, I'm Skin Slipped. That's Owen Neal. This is Psychotronic Coast to Coast. Now, Owen, why don't you take us through Jaws 3D? It's been a while. We need to get back into the groove of things.
Yes. Let's see. It opens up, and we're introduced to the main people. Basically, they're opening some super SeaWorld, I guess, where it's most of it's underwater.
It was supposed to be SeaWorld, but SeaWorld wouldn't give them permission, I believe. So it's a made up company, obviously. It's shot at a SeaWorld, I believe, or whatever the Canadian version of that was called, Aqualand or something.
I thought they said SeaWorld, didn't it? What'd they call it?
I think it's called Sealand there in the movie.
Sealand.
Yeah. No, it is SeaWorld.
Which doesn't make sense.
Oh my god, it is safe. Florida SeaWorld right here on the cover. Son of a bitch. You're right.
Because they were using the logo and stuff, I thought.
Look, I don't remember those kind of details. My brain is really bad with certain kind of details. That's one of them. That's the kind of details I don't remember very well.
But even though I've seen to Brody.
A Brody, yeah.
A Brody. We're not sure if it's supposed to be linked to the Brody family from the first one.
It is, but it's only tenuous.
Because they mentioned Amityville and his dad.
It's like the only
his
time
dad's afraid of water.
Yeah, but like, never mentioned again. I think, if I remember correctly, this guy gets killed at the beginning of Jaws 4, Jaws Revenge. Because in Jaws Revenge, the shark is a slasher killing all the Brody family one by one. So, I think
we're just two Brodies.
I think this Brody's killed at the beginning of Jaws 4, if not mistaken.
Dennis Quaid is?
The Brody in this movie, whoever he is, yeah.
Well, there was two Brodies.
Oh, right, because of the brother.
Yeah, whoever.
Shit, I don't remember.
The brother is afraid of water.
I think it's the older brother that gets killed at the beginning. I think.
So Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. But he's not. I don't think it's actually played by Dennis Quaid. It's just some random guy. Some random guy that just and then he's mentioned it like later in the film. It's like you said, Jaws 4 is like Jaws Revenge is just big oof. I pass it. I'm not a fan of it at all. I own it on DVD. I'll probably never buy the Blu-ray. You know.
So you have Dennis Quaid as, I don't remember his real name besides Brody. His girlfriend, who is a doctor at the SeaWorld.
Played by Beth Armstrong.
He built it, if I remember right. He was the engineer.
He's one of the people who helped to build everything, design and stuff. Yeah, with Louis Gossett Jr. Running this park.
And then the brother shows up, who starts dating a girl that's a dancer / skier, water skier at the theme park.
Yeah, I don't remember what his actor's name is. I know that the Australian guy is Simon McCorkindale. I think, or maybe he's British. I'm really bad with accents, so he's whatever. The foreign guy is Simon McCorkindale.
But the fancy thing about this one is it's in a lagoon that's man-built, and there's a whole area underwater where you go, and it's all like tubes, and you can see all the fish and shit around. But a shark gets in there.
Shark!
And eats 3 random people. One's a worker, and then 2 are just coral thieves, which I assume they were still stealing it because it was valuable to like aquarium people.
Because it's rare and valuable. It had it's like a street value, you know? But yeah, they were trying to steal it, and he just like gobbles them up. It's pretty good.
Yep, and pops their boat just for good measure.
Yep. They're getting ready to go out in the ocean. He accidentally inflates the boat like right on the boat on the beach and makes it much harder for them to get out there. And then he gets eaten. Bad day for him.
Which was in the lagoon, so it must be SeaWorld themselves had already stolen this valuable stuff.
Yeah,
that's man-made, so they had to build the entire coral bed.
Yeah, but they're like a zoo. They get like a pass. It's not the same thing. Just not.
But I guess it's technically part of the ocean at that point, so that's the basic setup. Some people have died. They see the shark. They decide they're gonna have the only living great white in captivity, so they trank it and capture it. And she has to walk it around a tank because it's knocked out. But then it comes alive, and they're like, ah. But the guy that's running it goes against doctor's orders and puts it in a tank immediately, and it croaks. It kills itself, which is the setup for that's not the actual shark. There's they call it the mom, I guess, but there's a 35-foot one in there.
Yeah, I was going to ta-da, surprise. Also, I was gonna say, it's I watched enough Shark Week that I like. They've never really caught a great white in captivity, so it's kind of like echoing real life. That this happens when you try to put them in captivity. There's something that happens when they realize there's like no escape, and they just literally just give up on life. They just roll over and die. It's like Jesus. Me too, shark. Me too.
I've only been to an aquarium once. I saw sharks, but I guess I didn't really pay attention to what type of shark it was.
Where was the one?
Obviously not a great white.
What was the one I went to? It was, I want to say it was the San Diego Aquarium. No, it wasn't. It was, oh, where was the aquarium? It was in SoCal somewhere. I went to an aquarium. I got to touch like a manta or some shit, a skate. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
that was really cool. Yeah,
I went to the one in Boston.
Wow, what were you doing in Boston?
6th grade trip.
Whoa, that's cool. I never got any cool trips like that. Oh, that's poor. That's
we went
why.
to that. We went whale watching.
Whale watching in Boston? How do you do that?
Yeah, we saw whales. It's on the ocean.
Is it? Oh, God. My geography over there is really terrible. I'm thinking it was like Massachusetts fucking landlocked, but I think you're right. I think there is a little part. I'm a dumb West Coaster. I apologize for my ignorance. I lived in Baltimore when I was a small child, okay? I fished for, the only thing I ever did was like fish for some crab, which was really cool, by the way. I had like 6. Catch your own crab. Like,
Maine,
yeah.
New Hampshire, Massachusetts. They're all in the ocean.
Yeah. I get it now. You say that, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I think you're right. Yep. I was just,
lobsters and shit.
Lobsters and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
Maine's known for them.
I used to live in Baltimore. That's the closest I got to anything else on the East Coast. And then after that, it's all been Texas and West Coast, and that's it. West Coast is the best coast because it's the weed coast, but it's also really goddamn expensive out here. Anyway, sorry. Shark dies in captivity. You get to cut all that fucking out. You're welcome.
Maybe.
Shut up.
But yeah, so it turns out the big one was stuck in the outflow.
It's been hiding in the outflow because the water from the outflow was pushing past its gills so it can sit and wait and hide.
Oh.
And they noticed that there was
stuck.
they noticed there was a pressure issue. Because it was like
yeah,
the
that's why I thought
inflow
it was
high and the outflow, or the inflow was high, was low and the outflow was high, so it was like because the water's forcing into the pipe where the shark was. Anyway, good shit. I love that shark. I hear it's not even moving. Like it didn't have to move. The water is moving for it. I was trying to explain
I thought it was stuck, and when they shut it off, that's when it backed out.
And that's when it started
moving. Not stuck anymore.
That's when it started moving its tail and breaking shit. Sharks can't swim backwards.
But we saw it.
Shh. It's a movie.
I saw it.
I
It
seen
was
it.
real.
I seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, that shark did a lot of weird movements. Or
It
they just
wasn't
decided
real.
not to animate it.
If I remember correctly, it's like leftover from Jaws too. So it's like, you know, not the highest.
So they
quality
decide they're
animation.
gonna trap it, and they're gonna re-trap it in one of those areas. They go in and throw blood around and all kinds of stuff. But before that, it starts like attacking the tourists in the tunnels.
One guy gets swallowed
Which
whole.
I get.
That was cool.
Well, yes.
That one guy.
But I backtracked a little bit.
And that one guy was stuck in the mouth the whole movie because he was dead. And just didn't get swallowed. Yeah. Kept showing up when the shark would open his mouth. I'm like, hey, look, there he is. Like Weekend at Bernie's is like, what the fuck?
But I just liked it was like going after the clear tubes where the people were. But I mean, obviously they didn't animate it well, but it was just kind of like, lightly bump, and it was like, just freaking catastrophic failure and just water spewing in. I was like, I know it's 35 feet long, but it didn't hit it that hard.
No, it moved water, displaced water with its tail violently.
No, you're thinking of when it was breaking the gate. I'm talking about when it was hitting the tubes with the people in it.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, I don't think those are meant to survive a lot of stress, you know? It's like...
But it barely touched it.
It's, you know, movie magic.
Brody does some shoddy work, that's all I'm saying.
Movie magic. He designed it. He didn't put... Here's the materials.
There might have been some corner cutting.
That's corporate side.
Like,
That's not his fault.
Some money.
That's all corporate side. You know that.
Yeah.
Stupid greedy bastard.
So the big plan is to trap it in the tube where it originally was. And they're going to, I assume, kill it at their leisure, as the British guy said, who then got eaten and just hung out in its mouth.
Yeah, I know, right? That's exactly what happened. Like, what? Okay.
While Brody was repairing the tube so the water would stop and they could save the people, which they did.
Yes. But it's like this moment. It's like 10 minutes of harrowing. Like, are the passengers or the guests gonna drown in this tube because the water's slowly rising? You know, it's a nice tension.
And before all that, the brother's girlfriend got a little nip on her leg, and we never saw them again. They went off to the hospital, I guess.
We never did see them again. They just kind of disappeared, didn't they? They just kind of like showed up and then were gone. They were kind of. You're telling me they're completely pointless to the movie? Got it. They could have just never been in the movie.
Exactly.
They literally could have been nobody.
I mean, yeah, because he's afraid of the water, so he can't help. So he probably just went to the hospital with the girlfriend.
Fucking him out.
But so it's in there, but it breaks the gate and backs out, even though you say they can't swim backwards.
They technically
does it twice.
I know. I'm just saying.
And then apparently they have an underwater facility where all the electronics are, where they run the park, which is also underwater.
It's an observation room that sees the entire lagoon, both physically through a big window and through all these computers. And the shark very slowly coasts towards the... I mean, it doesn't swim, it coasts because it's not moving towards the glass. I have a gif of this, by the way. It just keeps moving towards you, and then it goes crack, and then water slowly rushes into or mediumly speeds rushes into the control room. But in reality, if that window broke, water would immediately fill the gap. Like, it's not like the water flows in like it does in this movie. The way the shark breaks it, the water would just go boom, meet the wall instantly. It's 1,000 pounds of water, bam, pulverizing anybody who's stuck inside. Even if it didn't kill anybody, it would probably knock them unconscious or batter them badly. And and then the shark attacks.
Yeah, and it eats someone. Now I'm thinking about it. It ate that one dude in there.
One of the dudes?
Did it? And it swallowed him. But then there was still the other dude just hanging out in his mouth.
The other dude had to hang out.
I mean, I assume it ate it. Like, it had it in its mouth and like bit, but we didn't actually see the swallow unless it just bit him and dropped him.
That guy has to hang out in the mouth for the finale. You know that. They,
Well,
they
you could have
can't come
thought
up with, they
ahead,
can't come
but
up with a new ending, so they just repeat the ending of Jaws 1 but different. You know?
I mean, I guess if you're gonna have the guy hanging out of the mouth, you could have him. The shark could have bit that guy, shook him, and just like threw him aside.
Or just bit him and just let him go. And
Or
just
they
kept going.
both could have just been hanging out in the mouth.
Or he could just
Just a
gone right.
mouthful of people.
He could have gone right into the gullet, you know, right down the gullet.
Guess so. But
Maybe
they see he's
the mouth
got a
slot was
death
already
grip on one
full.
of his.
The mouth slot was already full, so it didn't have room to put it. So he just shoved it right to the back.
But he has a death grip on one of his grenades that the queen made him. We didn't even mention that earlier. He has like his own special grenades that he has,
Yeah, and
which
Louis
he never
Gossett,
had in his hand.
Yeah, Louis Gossett Jr.
When he
specifically forbid him from using. So he's used it
But
anyway.
like, yeah, he gets when he gets eaten. He never had it in his hand, but also now he's dead. He's got it in his hand.
Yeah, he still had his fucking air thing on in his mouth when he was into there. He was still alive, just hanging out in the shark's mouth. So he had time to like fish it out of his thing. We just don't see that, you know. Because by the time we see him, his mask is not on his face anymore, which means he's running out of oxygen probably. Because what
I
happens
think he was
is,
off when he was fighting, and there was blood too. So I assume that's when he died. But...
Nah, the blood was a misnomer. That's the whole point. The thing is he has the worst death because he's trapped in the shark's mouth. He can't get out, and he runs out of oxygen. And the panic thing to do is remove the mask, and then he drowns inside the shark's mouth holding a grenade. That's kind of like
I would have laughed if
it's implied.
If they would have saw him in the mouth and he winks and then he pulls a grenade.
Or he sees like he wakes up and like pulls the pin. He's like, oh shit! Spoiler alert for the end of the movie. He pulls the pin with a fucking coat hanger. A coat hanger kills Jaws 3.
Yeah, he makes a little hook, and he because it's like it goes through the window, but it can't go all the way through, so it's just like thrashing around in there.
Yep.
So he just kind of reaches in with his little coat hanger and pulls it and explode, and chunks fly at us that are all different sizes.
There was distraction by the dolphins first, though. Don't forget.
Yes, they were poking its gills.
Yeah, there was a whole subplot with the dolphins, and someone playing.
Yeah, the dolphins helped him escape at one point.
There's a plant and payoff earlier on when like they mentioned that dolphins are the predator for great whites. And then like, oh yeah, you don't say. Even though a 4-foot fucking dolphin would probably be completely useless against a 35-foot shark. It probably wouldn't even kill it.
It's more agile.
It's only 6 times its size, you know.
Just keep poking it in the gills.
Throw your whole body down their gills.
I was saying they could just swim up and lay on each side of the gill, and then they can't breathe, right? Suffocate it.
Big brain tactics, killing sharks.
I thought one got bit because, like, I think that was the whole idea of the ending.
It's implied.
Like, one is like just literally in its mouth, but then like, and it closed, but there was no blood. But then at the end, they blow it up, and then they're like yelling to him. It's funny. I remember Cindy. Dolphin's name.
Sandy. Yeah.
I remember those.
Because it's the last thing we hear in the movie. We just heard it like 5 minutes ago. That's why.
That's true. But yeah, they one of them comes. Where's the other one? Oh no! And then it jumps out of the water. And I think that's the one that wasn't jumping and playing earlier, because obviously they knew there was fucking sharks in there. And then you get that weird, horrible, like, freeze frame with, like, the composited in dolphins that look pink.
It's so bad. It was like couldn't get the dolphins to do what they wanted with the humans, so they just composited fake dolphins, or the previously recorded dolphins over the live action dolphins. Clearly.
I think it's the same one, just, like, mirrored.
Yes, it is in fact the same dolphin mirrored. Yes. Good eye. I saw that. I spotted that when I was like 12. And I used to watch the movie all the time on TNT and HBO, and it was on TV a lot, you know. maybe it was Showtime, not HBO. Anyway, one of the pay channels would show it often, and then it was on regular cable like a lot, you know.
But yeah, it was obviously 3D I mentioned earlier, so they are like had all their little gimmicks and
Oh yeah.
stuff coming at your face. They shot trank juice in our face.
They shot trank juice in our face.
Because that's what you do. You pull up a med,
It's
and
a
then
weird
you're
thing
like,
to say.
I need to get all the air out by shooting a bunch of it out.
It's such a weird thing
It doesn't
to
work
say.
that way.
Such a weird
You don't
thing.
waste
Oh my God.
meds.
You don't waste meds.
You get the air out. You don't shoot the juice out.
Well, you have to shoot a little bit of the juice out to make sure you clear the air from the tube. But yes, it's supposed to be a quick little
like
squirt.
A drop.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a couple, like a little bit of squirt, not a full press. You know, like the fucking movie's like exaggerated. It's like here's an entire shot glass at once. It's way too much. You know,
Medication ain't cheap, man. You don't want to be wasting it.
we don't know. Maybe that shit is cheap. I don't know
Also,
what shark
a couple drops of air.
Maybe
a couple drops in an IV don't hurt nothing.
Yeah, like maybe like shark tranquilizer is something innocuous to the rest of us, right? Because they have such different biology.
They wasted a whole vial, basically.
Stoner thoughts, don't mind me. So yeah.
I work with needles and stuff. I found that wasteful.
I hate needles. So,
yeah.
What did you think of this movie?
It was alright. It was entertaining.
Alright, entertaining. It's the best Jaws sequel.
It didn't blow me away. Well, it's the only one I've seen. So.
I know. He's never seen the original Jaws, so watch Jaws 3D and, you know.
Well, I've seen almost all of it. I've just
parts.
never seen it in one sitting.
You haven't seen
I've seen the opening a bunch.
You haven't seen it in one contiguous sitting. Yeah.
No, I've seen the ending like 100 times because some reason I always catch it on TV and it's the ending and I just sit down and watch it.
I always catch the ending of Jaws: The Revenge when they fucking impaled the shark with the boat. Yep. And the boat and then the shark.
Is that why that's
up.
in the game?
Yep. Because Jaws, the NES game, came out around Jaws: Revenge. I love that game. That game is entirely underrated. It's got a few issues, but like it's not any worse than any of the other fucking games on the system. It's one of the better ones, really. It's probably one of the better LGN games. And everyone's like, "Oh, there's that safe zone at the top of the screen." Like that's supposed to be there. Like you're supposed to have one safe line where you can sit and not be attacked. Anyway, ranked over. This is one of my favorite sequels of all time. It's one of my favorite Shark Attack movies. It's so fucking good. I love it. It's so silly. None of the effects are believable in any way, but who cares? 5 out of 3 stars. And 10 out of 7 stars. No, wait. 11 out of 10 stars. Jaws 3D is a must-see. What do you think?
I give it 3.5
out of 10?
Out of 5.
Oh, out of 5. Okay, that's fair. That's actually a pretty fair rating. I mean, honestly, if I were to give a completely objective rating where I'm not using any of my subjective love for it, it'd be like a 3.5. Yeah. 3.5. It's probably like a 3.25. It's like in between that, really. You really think about the quality. But, you know, I really liked it. It's one of my favorites. And I'm glad
it's enjoyable.
I'm glad we could watch it and make this be our comeback movie because, you know.
Yeah, it's not boring. I mean, we've seen some boring shit.
God,
so.
we have seen some really boring shit. Truly, truly boring movies. Like, there's at least 1 or 2 movies where I definitely fell asleep for 20 or 30 minutes of them. And could not remember huge chunks of them because they were just so boring.
I'll be honest, I thought you fell asleep a couple times during this.
Oh, this? No, I've seen this 100 times. I could have slept through this movie when we could have done this podcast. I never had to watch it, you know. I saw this movie like 3 times in the last 5 years alone. So it's like, it's pretty good. Like I said, I could have done this backwards. 35-foot shark. Yeah, I was right. Man, put that out of my fucking memory.
Yeah,
35 foot.
So was the first one 25 foot and they're like, we gotta go bigger?
Yeah, it gets bigger each time.
Really? The next one 45 foot?
No. No.
50?
Yes. It's huge. It takes a entire boat stabbing it in the gills to kill it. Like, not like a tiny boat, like a fucking catamaran, like a fucking yacht, like a racing yacht. Like, it's a sizable shark. It's at least 50 feet long. No joke. It's ludicrous. It's hilarious. But it's just, it's an entirely bad movie. So, I believe the next movie is your pick. So what are we going to do? Do you not have any idea?
Oh,
No?
I didn't plan that far ahead.
All right, then we'll just see you guys next time. And gals. And NBs. I fucked it up. We'll see you nerds next time. We hope to see you for whatever dumb piece of shit we end up watching. Hey, you know what we could do? Watch Orca the Killer Whale. Another Jaws ripoff. Anyway. Thanks for joining us for our comeback special of Psychotronic Coast to Coast. We hope to see you. We hope to be back soon. Hopefully next week. We'll see. And any final words, Owen?
Nope.
Peace out, everybody. Much love. Mwah.